Hi, welcome to the new moon in Capricorn, the dark moon. We're going to do some karma cards for the full moon, new moon, new beginnings, new moon. I'm setting intentions. What card do we need for the collective in the karma cards, please? What one card do we need? Planet. Got two of them. Oops, that moon. Now I need a sign. What sign do you need to see? This new moon. We got two signs as well. Wow. Okay. Now, how many houses are we going to get? What houses do we need to see? This new moon. You want one? Let's go ahead and look at it. In the sixth house. I mean, we got two cards of everything else. I mean, see what other house we can get. The second house. Second house and the sixth house. Okay. Wow, we have two cards each. Everything. Let's see what they are. Okay, the sixth house is your work. Or maybe not, actually. And second house is like resources, beliefs. It kind of tells you, but okay, what planets did we get? Uranus. And the south node. The south node is where we come from, what we know about. And Uranus is like change or upset. What signs did we get? Cancer and Gemini. Wow. My Gemini is at my south node. Of where I came from. Okay. So first we're going to read about Uranus. The symbol shows both the intellectual and the emotional crescents of the individualized soul pulling in different directions on the horizontal axis of the cross of matter, which is above the circle of spirit. Also, an H to commemorate Sir William Herschel, discoverer of Uranus in 1781. In the glyph for Uranus, we see the symbol for Mars, the planet of energy, desire, and willpower is bridging the gap between the two polar opposites of reason and intuition, symbolizing the electric spark that is the flash of invention, originality, and genius. You can also see the glyph for the planet Venus, the planet of love and pleasure, standing on her head to symbolize a love for the unusual and the extreme. The explosive flash that is Uranus energy occurs when tension results from experiencing extremes of pure mind and pure feeling, tension that is too much to bear. These two yearn to be united and synchronized so they can function productively in a world where nothing exists without its opposite. But an individual with a strong Uranian influence has to learn when to release the spark. All too often, he or she functions at one end of the spectrum, and the result is an uncontrolled and usually destructive explosion that occurs from out of the blue. Revolutionaries are Uranian in nature, but so are humanitarians such as Alfred Nobel, inventor of dynamite and founder of the Nobel Prize. Uranus is the planet of the unusual and the extreme. Recent satellite photos reveal that unlike any other planet, Uranus has its north pole, not its equator, pointed at the sun as it revolves around the solar system. In astrology, Uranus represents the energy that wants to keep our life new and exciting. If we consciously try to promote newness and excitement into our lives, then Uranus will assist in every way. If we resist and try to keep everything the way it has always been, as the planet Saturn would like us to, then Uranus will unexpectedly break through our resistance, bringing newness and excitement, but in an unpleasant form. Uranus rules our joints and our ankles and wrists, as well as our intuitive intellect. Uranus also rules science, invention, and discovery, as well as the science of astrology itself. Keyword: unusual, eccentric, genius, flash, shock, explosive, excite, surprise, out of the blue, electrify, invent, upset, revolutionize, reform, rebel, enlighten, liberate, deviate, disrupt, don't plan. Uranus's message: life is the most exciting when it is fresh, new, and unpredictable. Keep newness in your life, or else I will be forced to use the power of your resistance to shatter your complacency. Uranus's warning: all that is old is not bad, nor is all that is new good. Re- Revolution for revolution's sake is a waste on all levels. Okay, the South Node. The north and south nodes of the moon are not regular planets, though they do move on a daily basis through the zodiac. They are the points where the line described by the moon's orbit intersects the ecliptic, which is the line described by the apparent yearly path of the sun through the stars of the zodiac. Fortunately, the meaning of the north and south nodes of the moon, when used in the karma cards, is much easier to understand. Okay, the south node, which looks like headphones. Looks like headphones worn with the wire under the chin, is the big red light. When it comes up in the karma card, stop, look, listen, and remember. Some astrologers say that the south node represents bad karma, but that is a limited and fairly negative view. Karma is more than bad things happening to you because of what you've done. Karma is the work that you have decided you must do in order to feel good about yourself. When the South Node comes up, it is a reminder that you may be going against what you know or your own best interest. Ooh. All right. So now we're going to read about Cancer and Gemini energy because it came up. Cancer the crab. The ancient astrologers chose a crab or sometimes a turtle to symbolize the time of the sun's passage through the sign of Cancer, as their shells can be seen as a house. At that time of the year, the home and consequently the mother became the center of attention. There were home repairs and improvements to be made, usually at mother's direction. The early harvests were prepared for both eating and storage in the real center of every home, the kitchen. And there was that most precious gift, the mothering needed to nurture and protect the lives and feelings of a family living through the long, eventful summer. It takes not only unconditional love, but also the ability to be in touch with feelings and intuitions to make a house a safe home. Cancer rules our roots, mothering, nurturing, security, caution, feelings, intuition, emotions, land, and home. The close attachment to home and family gives rise to Cancer's association with the past. The parts of the body ruled by Cancer are the lungs, breasts, and stomach. People born during the time of Cancer function best when they feel secure. So I'm reading these because that's possibly the kind of energy that's going to be going on or what's needed since those are the cards that I pulled. Okay, Gemini's right here and I'm looking for it. It's the twins. When Gemini finally arrived, necessity, sorry, let me get the card. The necessity to concentrate solely on the compelling duties of planting had somewhat subsided. People were now able to catch up on the many other areas of their lives that had been put aside, not only other areas of farm life, but also quick, short trips to visit with neighbors and relatives became possible. The joy of seeing familiar faces after a long winter's overrode any petty disagreements of the past. It was a time for superficial conversation and exchanging family news and local gossip, as well as discussing techniques for farming, hunting, cooking, and living in general. And so Gemini came to rule duality, feeling two emotions at the same time. Communication, mainly by speaking and writing. Basic learning, restlessness, short trips, neighbors, and relatives. Part of the body ruled by Gemini is the hands. People born during the time of Gemini function best when doing two or more things at once. And then the sixth house and the second house. Let's try to look at that real quick. A little bit. Anyway. The houses. And then it jumps to the seventh house. Second house. Yeah, second house. The second house derives its meaning from that of the first house. While the first house is related to you and how you project yourself into the world, the second house is connected to everything valuable to you that helps project yourself into the world. This means money and all other tangible, physical, movable property. But it's more than that. It's your sense of values, what you hold dear. It's what you want, what you need, and most important, your beliefs about what you want and need. Your beliefs about what you have, want, and need are important because they have a tremendous influence on how you feel and act, in particularly every situation in your life. Changing your beliefs in these areas can have a powerful and far fetching effect on the circumstances of your life. Metaphysical writers through the ages have maintained that we create our own reality with our beliefs. The late author Jane Robertson said, the disembodied spirit who spoke through her made a very convincing case for the theory that we all individually and collectively literally design and manufacture not only the circumstances of our lives but also the physical surroundings that we encounter each moment. If this sounds impossible, reflect on the many ways in which your beliefs about what is valuable to you have had a profound and fundamental influence on your behavior and the circumstances that have resulted from your behavior. The sign on the cusp of your second house, as well as any planets that live there, can tell you a lot about your sense of values and your capacity for making money, which is a result of that sense of values. The planets and signs can also symbolize how you feel about possessions, both your own and the concept in general. How you feel about possessions. The sixth house derives its meaning from the seventh house. It's the 12th house associated with your hidden life and other things. First house, sixth house is associated with your hidden life in relationships with others and things that can work for or against your relationships with others. The most obvious thing that can work for or against your relationships with the others who are symbolized by your seventh house is you. And so the sixth house is associated with work and services performed for others. Either you working for others or others working for you. Older astrology textbooks refer to the sixth house as the house of servants. My 21st century take on this is that the sixth house rules working for people you see or know, and the 12th house, which rules large institutions where you are a small cog in a big machine, rules working for people you do not see or know. The sign and planets associated with your sixth house symbolize how you feel about working for others and also how you feel about others working for you, while the sign and planets associated with the seventh house be about how you feel about working with others. 12th house is associated with the charity and philanthropy you practice. The sixth house has to do with charity and volunteer work you perform. The house of suffering. Days gone by, services were often rendered by injured servants and even slaves. The, the sixth house association with the use of body in performing work, it has also come to be associated with the concepts of bodily health and hygiene necessary to keep the body fit for work. This leads to an association with food and the growing, cooking, eating, and digesting of it. As Hippocrates, the 4th century BCE Greek, called the father of medicine, taught, thy food shall be the remedy. Thy remedy. The food shall be thy remedy. This is why the practice of healing is a sixth house matter. The sign and planets associated with your sixth house can symbolize not only the kind of work you do, but also can tell you a great deal about your attitude toward food and health. Sixth house is ruled by the planet Mercury and the sign Virgo. I would like to state that you should never use the karma cards in place of medical. Okay. So, let's read it. You need to stir up the situation by using your feelings as a full-time job. Need to stir up the situation by using your feelings as a full-time job. Okay? Be open to new ideas about attitudes from the past about serving. Okay? Invent a way to use your intuition and do it a little at a time. Okay? An unusual example of intuition to protect service to others. A different way of looking at attitudes from the past about what is good for us. An unexpected change resulting from the history of your work. That is what Uranus and Cancer in the sixth house is bringing. Or could bring. If you work with energy. And the South Node in Gemini in the second house says, remember what you want to be known patiently. Reconsider what is believed about what you want. Now is not the time to use the quickest way and get what you need. There will not be information to explain your beliefs. Anxiety about communications about what you value. Trouble resulting from the fluctuations of your resources. It is what it is. We gotta roll with it. I hope you have a very good month of January and a new year, and set good intentions tonight and for the new year. See ya. Bye.